Ange, Rob and Robbo.
Streaming live across the globe, Angeli Rao, Rob McKnight and David Robinson.
Ange, Rob and Robbo. News and views, entertainment too. See Ange, Rob and Robbo. Ange, Rob and Robbo. Show.
Welcome to the Ange, Rob and Robbo Show.
Hello there, and it's Tipsy Thursday, or Thirsty Thursday, as Ange likes to say. Angeli Rao and David Robinson, hello, welcome. Good evening. I almost said good night, but it's not good night just yet, is it, Ange?
All right, see ya.
You're so confused. Oh my God.
I'm confused too.
It's good evening and it's Thirsty Thursday. And it's Megan.
There we go. Yeah.
I just have the feeling there's going to be a coup very soon where Ange takes over all the reading on this show. She'll do hot topics, news, weather, on this day, interviews.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, load me up with more work. I can't wait.
Hey guys, today on YouTube, I uploaded a little behind the scenes clip about our show where you can actually see what we see during the show. Now, look down at the bottom left. You can see Jason. This was actually during his entertainment report and his light went off. And luckily I can talk underwater. I kept talking for a minute or so while he's searching for his light. But we've put the whole episode up on YouTube from this angle, so you can see Robbo picking his nose, you can see me sneezing, and
you can't see Amanda farting.
But it's a fun little clip. It's there's a link on our Facebook page too. But if you just go the ARR show on YouTube, you will be able to find this clip. And yeah, I think it's a bit of fun. Just something, I just thought it was a little bit different to do. I should have told you, I guess, Robbo.
Look, I don't care. I've got nothing to hide, but thank God there aren't cameras underneath this desk because...
Not after last night. God.
Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, it's a mess down there.
Well, look, there's lots coming up on tonight's edition of the Ange, Rob and Robbo Show. Joe Casamento will be joining us to talk about entertainment and films. And David Robinson will be bringing back the triumphant return of the $5 quiz. Look, I've got to say, Robbo, there were emails and emails galore about it missing last week. Sorry, what's that? No, there was one. There was one comment. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When you said David Robinson's going to be, I'm like, oh, shit, what haven't I done? I don't remember it. What am I doing? And then I realised, Thursday, it was, 8 o'clock here in Queensland. I don't know what's happening.
Now, can we be honest with the viewers? Because you are looking a bit tired tonight, and there is a good reason for it. Because you've been getting up at 3 a.m. every day this week to do breakfast radio on the Sunshine Coast for ABC, haven't you?
I certainly have. It is, even 4 a.m. is a little bit better because 3 a.m. is just, it's too close to bedtime.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that is in the middle of the night. And little Robbie, he can't handle it. He's very tired.
Oh, honey.
And
I need
also
to give you a cuddle.
HR, please. I'd like to get HR on the phone. What's our HR? But it's also, I think, like when you're doing the radio, it's you're doing everything. You're pressing all the buttons. I don't have an Amanda, which I wish that I did. So I've got to press all the buttons myself and do everything, and it's very tiring. But yes, all right, fine. I'm not digging a hole, and I'm not out in the all right. So it's an easy job. I'm just whinging.
And may everyone have an Amanda in their life. But I did a cross with you, Robbo. It was a lot of fun. You sound great. So when are you back on? Do you know if you're hosting again?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, there you go. Listen to Robbo tomorrow morning
no
on
Thursday.
ABC Sunshine Coast from what time?
Join me tomorrow on ABC Sunshine Coast. You can listen anywhere on the ABC Listen app. Just download it from your app stores, or in the old way, it's 90.3 FM.
Excellent. All right. Now that the plugs are over and done with, let's get on with today's hot button.
From 5 a.m. So it's just 5 a.m. till 8 o'clock. And it's just, and if you want to listen back.
Robo's mic is now cut. Let's move on with the show because we've got to do some serious issues, because the spotlight has been on the Liberal Party over the last month, but for all the wrong reasons. Despite the popularity in the polls growing for the Morrison government throughout the pandemic, their future is now in question. In an opinion piece penned for The Australian, Nikki Sava thinks the only way forward is for the Morrison government to sacrifice, or Scott Morrison specifically, to sacrifice those who are tarnishing the reputation of the party, namely Defence Minister Linda Reynolds and Attorney General Christian Porter. She states that Morrison's credibility and quality of political management have taken a battering, and that in order to save himself, he is left with little choice but to move forward without them. The pressure on the PM is expected to escalate next week when Parliament resumes. Now, Ange, I want both of you actually, put your politics aside. Assume you are a spinner for Scott Morrison. This isn't about whether you think he's right or he's wrong. We're going to talk tactics in this discussion. So you are his chief advisor. You've got some decisions to make. Do you go forward? You've laid the groundwork for digging your heels in and keeping your ministers where they are. Do you sacrifice one? Do you sacrifice both? Ange, what would you be advising Scott Morrison to do?
Well, can I just say, first of all, that there are no politics in this for me. When it comes to Australian politics, I am basically apolitical. It's so beige and it's so snoozeville. It doesn't do anything for me, so I kind of don't care. In England, I would always be conservative. In America, I'd always be Democrat. Here, I'm just, all right. Look, I think the way, that's being totally honest. And I know that that's unusual for a journalist, but I really don't have any politics in this country, which is my country. And that's a bit sad.
That's a good thing.
Do you think?
Yeah,
it's not great because they keep threatening to fine me if I don't vote. It's pretty hard to get out there. I do, but then I'll get fined if I don't. But they make it pretty damn hard.
Yes.
But look, this whole thing.
But here's the thing. Yeah. The reason I say it's good is because you are not biased in any of your reporting and the commentary you put on this show. So let's go back to the topic at hand. Right. You're the senior advisor to Scott Morrison. What do you do?
I would be telling him that this is the most massive great gravy stain on the shirt that is his reputation. And if he wants to carry on like that and not win the next election, he's got to get rid of these two. It doesn't matter. Legalities don't come into it. Obviously the case against Christian Porter didn't go forwards, and, there is no case against Reynolds. But there's such massive liabilities that, when it comes down to all of it, he's player one, the decision is his, and the only thing that would ever affect anything is his own head on the spike. So I would be saying to him, you have one choice, and that's to get rid of both of them. Of course, the other issue is that would be a massive, great win for the opposition. And we can't possibly have that, can we? He might be thinking, oh, well, maybe I could just ditch one and keep the other. But he can't do that either, because if you axe one, say he axed Christian Porter, that's, allegedly the greatest legal mind in the country. The other one is a woman. And Morrison already has, in the eyes of many, a great big woman problem. So just get rid of them both. There's time between now and the election to have a clean sweep. It doesn't have to. The election's not next week. Just get it done. Get it done now. It's like pulling off a plaster. Just do it. That's the end of that. You can say, oh no, that's terribly wrong. Forget it. Just do it.
Robo, it's interesting. And you're saying both have to go. It would be a win for the opposition. Yeah. What do you think?
Look, if I was his, and I like the way that you phrase his question, if I was part of his media team or an advisor, I'm already pushing the proverbial up the hill, because he can't take responsibility. It's very hard in any areas where Scott Morrison has unfortunately, done the wrong thing or decided politically it wasn't the right decision to make. He will never take responsibility. The other thing is it's too little too late. I mean, the horse has bolted on these two to show clear leadership, to show that he is progressive, that he does understand what the electorate wants, that he does understand what needs to be done. It's already gone. So I would advise him, if I was an advisor, to what's he going to do? And also, if he sacks these two, he's absolutely in minority government. That's not going to happen. Just with the loss of Craig Kelly going to the crossbench, he managed to get him to agree to always support the government, even though he's no longer part of the Liberal Party. To lose two more ministers, well, it just won't work. I think that he could, though, get rid of one of them, and the right one to get rid of is Christian Porter. For everything that Reynolds did, it pales in comparison, I think, to the very big cloud hanging over, like Ange said, the highest, the highest legal brain in the country, pending an inquiry. He's already said he's not going to do the inquiry. He stands by him. He says he's an innocent man, based on just Porter saying that he is. And Reynolds, I'm trying to be...
You're supposed to be the spinner, not criticising the government. Can I tell you, as usual, you're both wrong. Here's the play. And we're talking from a political point of view, right?
I'm so sorry, Rob. Yeah, I'm so sorry that we're so wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why don't you pretend... you should pretend that you're Morrison. You should pretend that you're Morrison and sack both of us.
Yeah.
How's that?
Let me set this up for you, Rob. Should Christian Porter go, Mr. Prime Minister?
Well, I'm about to give you the answer.
You really are like the one. You couldn't answer the question. You really are like Scott Morrison.
But I'm about to give you the answer.
That was
I will answer
uncanny.
the question on my terms, Robert. That was a great quote from a journalist on Insiders this week. So if you see that clip, it was amazing. Anyway, so that's a side issue. Here's what needs to happen. So Linda Reynolds has shown bad judgment a number of times. She has shown bad judgment in the way that she handled the rape allegations. She has shown bad judgment in not telling the Prime Minister. She has shown bad judgment in using terms like lying cow in front of her staff when referring to Brittany Higgins. I don't think there is any way this lady can come back into such a senior role as strategy for defence. This just doesn't make any sense to me. She has to go to the backbench. We're not talking about sacking them from the Parliament, Robbo. So Morrison will retain his majority, his slim majority. But Christian Porter has not been found guilty of anything. So he is right to do, he has the presumption of innocence. So if you sack him, while it will make a lot of women happy, it will make a lot of the Twitter mob happy, we do have to have a rule of law in this country. Should there be an inquiry? Absolutely. But I'm going to be Morrison's spinner now. What I would say is that, and I think they have said this, we are open and we will support a coroner's inquest into her death, the young lady's death who died, who made the allegations and took her own life, because that will give some opportunity for these things to come out. But I don't think it's up to Scott Morrison to demote him based on untested and unproven allegations. But Linda Reynolds has shown a lack of judgment time and time again.
Wow. Let me just quickly comment on that one. No. I just think he absolutely should. I'm a very big believer, and I have said on this program many times, that innocent until proven guilty, that everyone deserves, that right. That's the way our society is built on. Understand that. This guy is not the Minister for Agriculture. He's not the Minister for Small Business. He is the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Australia. And there is a very big cloud that's not just, it's not a white fluffy cloud. It's a very dark grey cloud that hangs over the top law officer of the land.
But there's no smoking gun here.
Yep. It doesn't matter. Reputation is everything, and that's the end of it. And if both Paul and Reynolds, it doesn't matter. It's reputation. If they want to protect the party and have any desire for the Liberals to retain power going forwards, they should They should just resign, and he should accept their resignations. That's just the right thing to do.
All right, we've had our say. You guys, I can see the feedback coming in, so let us know what you think. What would you advise the PM to do? Let's move on, because Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk is putting the pressure on Scott Morrison to support Queensland's tourism industry. In a tweet last night, she said the Queensland Parliament just passed a motion calling on the Prime Minister to urgently announce how Queensland's tourism industry will be supported once JobKeeper ends in 17 days. Time is running out. This is now urgent. Well, since the announcement made this morning of the government's new domestic tourism initiative, we'll bring you up to speed on that in our news service, offering flights at half price around the country, she tweeted again saying, after many weeks of lobbying from the Queensland government, I welcome the new support for the aviation and tourism sectors just announced by the Prime Minister. It will assist getting more Australians to Queensland's many tourism destinations. Now look, Palaszczuk has made similar requests in the past, and she has been called out as a victim of her own border policies, with the Federal Minister for Tourism saying she needs to play her part. So, Robbo, it all comes down to here, every time there's been a COVID case, the borders have come up, or down, however you want to put it, and people haven't been allowed in. It's stifled tourism in Queensland. She now wants a federal handout from the government. Is she entitled?
Look, the thing that leaves a foul taste in my mouth about this whole thing was all of a sudden, and I've said this before as well, we became the European Union, instead of being a country like Australia. We turned on state, territory on territory. I'm still really pretty sad about that. I think this idea of, Queenslanders are one thing, Western Australians are the other thing. I really don't like that at all. I think $1.2 billion for the tourism and, the half-price travel tickets, that's pitiful as well. I think we all have a responsibility. This idea of, it's just having people in boxes like this, I don't like it. Everyone should do their thing. I think it's a very sad day for, the Commonwealth, and it's not good enough what's happening both federally. It's not good enough from Anastasia Palaszczuk. It's not good enough from, WA and bloody New South Wales sending out invoices to other states. It's grotty and gross. Does that answer your question? I'm pretty sad about that tonight. I'm pretty sad anyway, actually. I've got to be honest.
You need
what's
some
happening
sleep.
to my What's happening to my country? A wide brown
And a cuddle.
We need a disclaimer. Yeah. Robbo's had no sleep over the past week.
I probably just really quickly, because now I feel bad and I feel unprofessional. I rambled a little bit, really quickly. I don't like the way that we're all against each other. I think we should all play a part. I think Anastasia Palaszczuk going on Twitter, going like this and saying, well, I need, I want another handout. Well, do your bit as well. What time is it?
I just don't think it was necessary. She's getting a handout from the government. Scott Morrison is actually doing the right thing. And I supported the border closures in this state. I did. We led a normal life here in Queensland because of those border closures and stopping COVID from coming in. I do wonder about the fact that she wants all this money. Of course she wants the money, but it is not the fair. When you make decisions, you've got to accept the consequences of those decisions, don't you, Ange?
Oh, for sure. I feel like as soon as I read her tweet, it's like, oh dear, perhaps we should all have a bit of a whip round, given that Queensland is now too pov to fix the issues caused by you. And she was only too happy to bang on and on about how Queensland hospitals are only for Queenslanders, but now she wants to be part of Australia again. Now let's all kumbaya. Gotcha. It was literally, it was only today that, the government, as you mentioned, announced this whopping package that means that half price plane tickets to a bunch of places across Australia, many of them are in Queensland, And now she's whinging that even that's not good enough because it should be available to intrastate travellers as well. More of which in my news hit, don't miss it, 1:30. Anyway, look, I feel terrible. I really do feel terrible for Queensland tourism. You know, they've been through so much, like the entire industry in this country. They're just going to have to wear it for a bit longer. Actually, they're going to have to carry on in the vein of what entertainment and hospitality are doing as well. Just tough it out for a bit longer. But I do think that they can look to, you know, the Premier for that.
Yeah. Before we move on, I've got a confession to make. I found a jacket in the wardrobe tonight, and it's a corduroy jacket, and it's very different. And I felt something in the pocket just a moment ago, and I went in there, and I'm not going to say that I haven't worn this for a while.
Oh, I know those business
Was it
cards.
Tuppence Halfpenny?
Channel 10 business card.
Wow.
Actually, not just one. I've got like 10 of them in my.
Oh my word!
So let's go
you were
back
so
to the night that you
desperate
got
to hand
dressed.
them out.
Yeah, and you went, I'm not going to need one or two here at this event I'm going to. Amanda, bring the box out.
I think
Bring
it was
the box
day
out.
I
Open
took
up.
the whole box in the pocket.
Yeah.
Or maybe this was the day I got fired and I've never worn the top again. I don't know.
Or maybe,
Bad
actually,
juju.
you did say it was a velvet corduroy kind of number. Maybe that was why it happened.
For my crimes against fashion.
Yeah, must be.
Should we burn the jacket? That's tonight's poll on the Ange, Rob and Robbo show. I like the jacket. I think it looks good.
Yes.
Just snazzy.
looks-
All right, let's move on to
Very
our
becoming.
because we're a serious program.
Oh,
The shock disappearance and suspected murder of Sarah Edward in Clapham, South London, has sparked online discussion about how men can help keep women safe or make women feel safe. In response to women in the area being told not to go alone, many posted the hypervigilance they already exercise, including talking on the phone, clutching their keys, and wearing flat shoes. However, in an attempt to flip the responsibility, women are also sharing how men can help keep them safe, or at the very least, make them feel safe. Suggestions included not walking too closely behind or towards a woman, recognising that picking up speed is a sign of fear, so to fall back, not blocking narrow pathways, and offering to walk your female friends home. I like these suggestions, Ange. They're one of the narratives that I think is problematic in what we're saying, is when people come out and say, well, it's not up to a woman to, you know, reduce the chance of her being attacked. Men should do the right thing. There is no argument about that. I like all those suggestions. I feel like I do those anyway, but if I will think about that if I'm walking near women, that's not a problem. The problem is, I'm not the man that's going to go and attack or kill people on the street.
Of course.
So
Of course.
he's not going to play by those rules. I agree. Everybody in this world, male, female, should all have the opportunity and the right to walk down the street and feel safe. The problem is we live in the real world, and that's not how it is.
No, it's absolutely not. It's, you know, like Dr. Seuss came up with these, which is a real shame. But it honestly is. It's so simplistic, you know. Normal. I know we're not allowed to say normal anymore, but screw that. Normal people, you know, are not the types of people who stalk and attack women at all. And look, this whole story just makes me so sick. Just notwithstanding the amount of time that I actually spent in Ashford, which is where Sarah Everard went missing. You know, I relate to this entirely. Feeling a woman is a luxury. It's apparently not a right. You know, even 12 years being trained in Thai kickboxing doesn't help alleviate that fear. I'm always hyper vigilant when I'm out anywhere. That includes today. I was on a run in broad daylight in a park near my son's school. I had my keys in my hand the entire time. I often pretend that I'm speaking to my dad or my partner. I have been attacked in public by a stranger. It was a long time ago, but the terror I had then hasn't diminished.
What happened?
And yeah, so look, I never told anyone this. I was on the tube in London, and there was a gang of, I guess they were football hooligans, and I was standing there. And one of the things that I always did, and I still often do, is just, in those days it was the Walkman, and I had my, my headphones on, but no music on, because I wanted to be very aware whether somebody was, doing or saying anything. This again was like in the middle of the afternoon, and one of them decided that I was the target, and he violently attacked me on the train, like grabbed me and was shoving me against the doors. Full train, nobody did a single thing, nothing. I had, it was absolutely petrifying. But women, and this woman as well, we have a tendency to blame ourselves. If I hadn't been there, blah, 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 blah. And, to all those absolute twats who go, you shouldn't have worn a mini skirt or whatever. I still feel the need to say, even then, when I think about it, my own brain goes, but I was in jeans and a long jumper and trainers. I already feel that it was my fault because I shouldn't have been on that train in the middle of the afternoon. It was really awful. I'd never reported it to anybody, and I didn't tell anybody. I think I told my sister, and that was it.
Isn't that interesting, though? You absolutely did nothing wrong. I mean, for goodness sake, people try to say you shouldn't have been on a train in the middle of the night. You're talking about the middle of the afternoon, a full train of people, and you're still blaming yourself.
Yeah. Yep. And often, women do, and that's one of the reasons why things go unreported, because we feel that we're going to be blamed, and if other people aren't blaming us, we're probably doing it to ourselves anyway. But just to go back to the whole sort of, we should teach our menfolk that they oughtn't to follow women too closely and don't drive too slowly. They might think that's a threat and blah blah blah. That's just human logic, is it not? We need something so much more than that, and I wish I had the answer. I really do, but it starts in our schools. It really does.
Oh, it certainly does, and I agree with that. But psychotic behaviour will still slip through. I think people are becoming more aware. But the thing is, it's not just women. If I'm walking through the city late at night, I'm hyper aware of what
I was going to ask you that, actually. I was going to say, do guys have the same sort of thing?
I've seen enough.
Don't. Okay, sorry, Rob. I'll let you finish.
You can speak for you in a sec, Robbo. But I will say that I've seen enough king hits, or coward punches as they're called now. People will just attack each other from out of nowhere. People don't have to do anything wrong. Well, there is violence out there. There's an underbelly of violence in our society. And no matter what your sex, it doesn't matter. You can still be a victim. And I can tell you, and I feel like on some level I could probably protect myself to an extent. I'm not some big macho boxer or anything like that, but I'm scraggly. I'll give him a go. But I'm completely, my whole life, I've always been hyper aware around those situations. But Robbo, I get the feeling you're about to say you're not.
No, I really am. I just don't think it compares in any way to what a female would feel
I'm not
walking
saying that.
anywhere. No, I understand that.
I need to be clear. I promise you, I'm not comparing myself to what women go through.
I wasn't, and I apologise if that came across like that. I know you very well, and I don't think that there was any kind of idea that you would be doing that. So I apologise if that came across that way.
All good.
Rob's a great guy. He's a great man.
Robbo?
He's awesome. He's brilliant. Yeah.
That was a joke. That was a bad joke during this discussion. I'm sorry.
This is the thing that makes me angry. Really, really angry. So we get police officers, police commissioners, politicians, television hosts, radio hosts telling us, well, ladies, girls, you've got to be careful. Fine. Okay. We can't control the creeps, the disgusting men, all of that kind of thing. What I want to see, though, in all of those bloody press conferences is, and men, do your bit. We never hear it. The grabs on the news, but it's a beginning. If you're going to sit there and tell women that they can't go out at night, if you're going to go out, ladies, we don't want you to. That's the subtext. If you're going to go out, make sure that you're with someone. But why aren't you at home? Why? It's after dark. Why aren't you at? That's basically the messaging that we get all the time.
The realities of.
Can I?
Sorry.
Thank you. What I'm saying is that is the reality. Yes, I believe that because we can't control men, which is just a disgusting kind of bloody idea. But at the same time, if women are going to be chastised and talked down to and saying, well, you've got to protect yourselves. Yes, they do. There's no doubt about that. I want to see the same bloody messaging in the same bloody sentence to men going, pick up your game. Stop doing these kind of, and I know it's not that simple. You can't just tell a psychopath or a creep not to do it. But I think it also helps with that narrative that it's all women's fault. It's the same thing that happened to Ange. Intrinsically, and I think a lot of people who are female and who have been attacked think, well, it must have been my fault. I must have done. No, it wasn't your fault. You can walk anywhere. But the messaging from police and from politicians saying, well, girls, look up, come on, boys will be boys. I just shuddered at that bloody sentence. Are you kidding me?
No,
Are people saying that?
I feel like that might have been the thing said 15 years ago, but today I don't think
It's
police
still
are saying boys will be boys if you get attacked. I don't think that's a narrative we have.
It's a narrative. That's right. It's a narrative we don't have, do we? Because it's always on the women. It's always up to the women. It's never up to the men.
I'm a little confused, and I'm sorry. I don't want to make a thing of this because we all agree. Every person, every woman has the right to walk down a street. I think we can all agree on that. And I agree with you about the narrative that no woman who gets attacked is to blame. She's a victim. But there are sometimes the police can't control the criminal. All they can do is give you the tools for being able to walk down the street safely.
I'm not saying that.
When they're saying take a friend.
No. What I'm saying is we need to give the idea that to women, when you're going out in public, we're also holding men to account because the messaging has been for 30 or 40 years. I watched a documentary on Netflix about the Yorkshire Ripper. The whole messaging, and especially back then, and I know it's a long time ago, but it hasn't really changed. Girls don't go out. Well, I just want to hear the same bloody message to men in the same way. So you're saying there's no narrative. You're right. There is no narrative. It's continually to women. And I think that propagates, I think that plants the seed, I think that grows the seed in women still to this day that, well, it's your fault and you shouldn't have been out at night, so you should take care of it. Absolutely, that messaging should be out there. I'm just saying that at the same time, in the same news report, in the same media release, say to men, do your part. Don't walk closely behind a woman on a dark street. I do this anyway. So when I lived in Sydney, if I was near a woman, I was just instinctively knowing that. Now, obviously, creeps don't know that, but it's just a nice message to say to girls, it's not your bloody fault, okay? Yes, there are awful people out there, but we're also telling the men to don't walk behind you, okay? Cross the street if it's a dark street and you're at the same kind of speed. That's all I'm saying. I just think this idea that we continually go on with that, well, girls, you've got to be safe. Absolutely, because there's disgusting animals out there. But men, I want to hear it in the same bloody report. I want to hear, do your bit. If you see a guy who's walking too close to a girl... Now
you're onto something.
Well, I've been onto something the whole time.
No. Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, Rob.
I'm talking about how men can actually make a difference. Ange was attacked in a full train. No one stepped in. If you see a guy acting suspiciously around a woman who's walking down the street, maybe don't just keep walking. Maybe just stop and see what's going on. See if this is turning into an issue. Because if you're around, he's not likely to attack. So that I think right there, Robbo, is the key. I understand everything else you're saying. I'm just talking about the reality of the fact that 99 out of 100 people are going to do the right thing. It only takes that one arsehole to be the one who attacks. But as men around this, we can look out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm repeating myself again. I agree with all of that. I'm sick of everyone saying, well, girls, be careful, be more careful. Yes, of course do that. But say the same message. It annoys me that it's all up to the girls all the time. I just want to see the same bloody messaging. But they should be able to go out by themselves if they want to.
Okay, we are going around in circles. We will move on because everyone agrees with you, Robbo. Nobody disagrees. We're talking about what we all want
we do.
and what the reality is. And look, if this discussion has raised any issues for you, please remember that help is available. You can contact the helpline for sexual assault, domestic and family violence on 1-800-RESPECT, which is 1-800-732-732. All right, let's move on to something lighter. We'll move on to topic 5, because if you've tuned into free-to-air channels at around 7:30, you've probably noticed a common trend. It's a genre which people are now calling kidult, meaning shows designed to appeal to kids and adults, or shows that appeal to adults with children's taste. Most recently, we've seen Holy Moly, The Cube, and Ultimate Tag on our screens, with the network's primetime slots often now being dedicated to this family viewing. While the success stories like The Masked Singer and Ninja Warrior last multiple seasons, others fade into obscurity. In fact, TV Black Box broke the news last night that Ultimate Tag has been moved off the main channel from Channel 7 due to low ratings and is now on 7 Flicks as of Sunday. So some are working, some are not. And I will guarantee you Holy Moly will not be back, or it will be very different. Ange and Robo, I'll go to you first, Robo. What is...
I'm part of the show, yeah. Ange and who's that guy? Hey, maybe I'll get in the titles. Maybe I'll get in the theme song. Sorry. Sorry.
What is your favourite kidult show? I need a drink.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just remembered something. Back
Please
in the
do.
day, it was you can't do that on television. I don't know if it was a Canadian show.
But that was a
there
kid
would be
show.
a code word.
Oh, yeah. No, that falls into it. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Uncle Rob. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Oh my god.
He needs sleep.
I felt
He's
so
Oh
rusty.
no,
He's feisty.
here we go.
You know what I love, and I've watched many times. It's Bluey. I think Bluey is an absolute bloody cracker. My nephews and niece watch it all the time. It's great. It is such a good show. Also made in Brisbane here in Queensland, and it's brilliant. There are so many little jokes in there about dads and mums and kids. It's great. I love it. Look at it. I want to watch it now. Can we stop now? Oh no. Okay.
No.
Yeah. All right.
And
We'll
what
do this
about
show. Come on.
Oh, mine's ultimate. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. God, who doesn't love that?
Oh my god! I thought you were about to say Ultimate Tag. Actually, then I thought, oh no, are you the person watching it? Oh,
So banal. No, so I love Masked Singer. Because the first season I was like, what the hell is this bloody twaddle? Yes, okay, one of my best friends happens to be hosting it, but it still was just like, oh my god, I just can't. However, the second season, my son and I just were obsessed, and we were having like one of those hard times, like, you know, he's sort of about to become a teenager. We're just like having a bit of clash, and that show just properly put us back together. It was amazing.
It brought families together.
It really
Oh,
did.
my
It
God,
really
promo.
did. And so, my God, we would just like, you know, talk about it all the time, and we would never miss one single moment of it. And just, you know, having our guesses about who would win and blah, 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 and who they were behind the mask. It really, really helped something that was really quite serious at the time. And, you know, it really helped bring us back together. It's amazing. I love that show. I cannot wait until season 3.
And isn't that the thing, I think, for a long time, as you would know, and spending a lot of time in television yourself, that the programming for a long time was nasty, it was bitchy, you know, that's what we wanted to see. And then there was a distinct change, quite a few years ago now, but there was, it was almost overnight that you felt this change going to this family viewing. How comforting and lovely it is that that's worked, that the programmers have gone, look, I think we need to do some family viewing. We need to, you know, just be light and fun. And it worked. And I think that's a lovely story about you and your son. And I think it's exactly what programmers are hoping to do. And I think that's great. Yeah.
Thanks, darling. Yeah, it actually worked. My God.
Yeah.
Mine, I think, is Lego. I mean, Doctor Who, if you think it's a kidult, but it was a kid show aimed at adults. I love Lego Masters. I think Lego Masters is just good old family fun. We all used to love playing Lego, and I think it's a bit of a cool, fun show. So, and Australia obviously agrees with me because it's one of the biggest shows on Australian television. Just saying.
So, are you saying exclusively that Holy Moly won't be back?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
thought it was doing quite well, weirdly.
I'll put a caveat on it. Sometimes they do 2-season deals when they get the rights to a show. If it does come back, they will learn their lessons and it'll only be once, maximum twice a week at 60 minutes. It pretty much is a dead brand. I think they'd be very silly to bring it back, but sometimes contracts are contracts. We will see what happens. Look, all of that and more in Rob's weekly media report. Coming up, Joe Casamento joins us to talk films and television goss, and we'll be talking about Samantha Armitage's big farewell from Sunrise, and we'll also be playing the $5 quiz. But for now, it's time for a hit of news with Ange.
Certainly is. Let's get you up to speed on this Thursday, the 11th of March, 2021. Fellow travellers, let us rejoice, for Scott Morrison has unveiled his post-JobKeeper aviation and tourism package, which will give us hundreds of thousands of half-price flight tickets. Hailing the plan as another ticket to recovery, it will see Aussies being able to snap up the fares between April the 1st and July 31st to 13 destinations, including Broome, the Goldie and the Whitsundays. To book, all you have to do is head to the websites of major airlines, with smaller airlines opting in for the service routes chosen by the government as long as they've been running the route for at least 2 years. Qantas CEO conceded global travel will remain some way off, probably not until October, when the population is vaccinated. New South Wales will begin using a new form of technology to help track down missing persons considered high risk, for example, people with medical issues, dementia, or those exposed to domestic violence. The changes will allow police to send out a geo alert to as many as 500,000 people with information on the missing person, including their last known location and how to report a sighting. Police are using the new system from today and are urging people to remember the messages are not a hoax. New South Wales is the only state other than WA to employ the tech, WA saying it has had some success. A group of hackers claims to have breached a popular surveillance company, gaining access to live feeds from thousands of cameras around the world, including more than 100 in Australia at places like childcare centres, schools and aged care facilities. The cameras, sold by Silicon Valley startup Vicada, have the capacity for facial recognition, including identifying people over multiple time points or filtering individuals by gender or the colour of their clothes. Vicada says it's notified law enforcement about the hack, while the international collective of hackers say they broke in to show just how easy it is for an outsider to gain access to such systems. An explosive new report points to ex-President Donald Trump urging a top investigator to find fraud in the 2020 election, telling her that she would be praised for overturning results that were in favour of Joe Biden. This, according to newly reported audio of a phone call to the Georgia Secretary of State's office obtained by the Wall Street Journal. The report is the latest example of Trump's extraordinary efforts to influence Georgia's election officials as they certified the outcome despite no evidence of fraud. Georgia's Republican Secretary of State is looking into the episode, while a prosecutor in the state's most populous county has launched a criminal investigation. And shocking video has captured the moment a TV host was crushed by a piece of falling set as his co-host sat in stunned silence. ESPN Colombia anchor Carlos Orduz was sitting on a 7-person panel discussing a football match when a chunk of the set came tumbling down and landed on him, slamming his face into the desk. Youch. Miraculously, though, Orduz escaped unharmed, but for a few bruises and a bump on the nose. Oof, that could have been bad. To tomorrow's weather now, partly cloudy for Cairns and 31, a shower or two for Brisbane and 29, showers and a possible storm for Sydney and 29, Canberra will have showers and 26, a partly cloudy day for Melbourne and 29, Hobart will be partly cloudy and 27, mostly sunny in Adelaide and 32, humid with a few clouds around for Perth and 27, a possible shower or storm for Alice Springs hitting 37 and showers, as well as a possible storm for Darwin and 32. Rightio then, it's Thursday, so I'm guessing that it's time to find out what's happening with the wonderful Jo Casamento. Except I can't see her in that panel box, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
No, it's Robo and on this day.
Oh, yeah, no, so it doesn't say
I'm
that.
part of this.
It doesn't. Look, consider me like Ron Burgundy. Unless it's in my script, I'm not saying it.
That's a drink. That's a stuff up.
Not mine.
And now it's time to find out what happened on this day in history with Robo.
Yeah, thank you. Just really quickly, guys, I can't wait to find out what the random live shot of the day is, especially after those hackers have got into it. So I hope we can get one of their cameras, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Robo,
Yeah.
you'd seen that footage? Seeing that footage of them, it looked to me like it was a monitor. I'm getting a bit worried about what's behind me here. It's like, is it sturdy? Imagine, boom.
Oh,
No,
you
don't
meant
worry.
the sets.
Amanda will make it look like an accident.
Actually, it wouldn't take much, and she literally just sits there. She could easily. Anyway, sorry.
I want everyone
the
to
most
know-
important segment.
No, I understand that. I want Amanda to know that I could have made a fart joke then about how powerful you are, and it would knock the
You
set over.
can't do
But
carryover jokes.
But I'm not going to do it. What? We started the show with a carryover joke. We've got fans, for goodness sake. Why do I look like I've got a widow's peak in my hair tonight?
Yeah, hi, Mum.
Anyway, yeah, hello there, darling.
Off the rails. I think we're going into
let's
overtime.
Have a look at on this day, March the, what is it? What day is it? March 11th. Here we go.
11th, darling.
Thank you. And it was on this day 10 years ago that Fukushima in Japan was hit with a magnitude 9 earthquake, followed by a tsunami and the worst nuclear accident since Chernobyl. Almost 16,000 people died and 2,500 are still missing. The cleanup continues and could take more than 40 years. It's a day that will go down in history as well. March 11, 2020 was when the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. Since then, there have been 118 million cases, 2.62 deaths, including almost 1,000 Australians. Geez, this is a bit of a heavy on this day. And finally, on this day, Beatles legend Paul McCartney was knighted in 1997 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Hashtag I stand with Lizzie. You guys agree?
Indeed, why wouldn't we? I stand with Lizzie. I love Lizzie.
For sure. What's not to love?
Thank
Me
you.
too.
And she is now taken over. She's told everyone in the palace to remain silent. She's going to call Harry this week and start the process of rekindling their relationship.
That's right. And for exclusive audio, make sure you check out the Ange, Rob and Robo show. That will be on Wednesday. It's a world exclusive, and we will have that phone call.
All right, it's time to get a hit of entertainment with our good friend Jo Casamento, who we have every Thursday with us. Hello, Jo. What are you drinking tonight?
Well, it's all gone. I don't have a fridge nearby.
Jo, I feel like we should just talk and let you just refill.
Maybe I'll just open a bottle of red.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, just grab a straw.
I want to bring you my fabulous movie of the week. I've got a great one for you.
Oh, you are very excited about that. But first of all, let's do some entertainment. And Jo, Sunrise said farewell to Samantha Armitage this morning.
They did, Rob. I thought it was a beautiful actual show. After 8 years of co-hosting Sunrise, Sam finished up this morning. It was very emotional. There were lots of tears from not only Sam but her colleagues as they relived, the highlights and memories of Sam on the show. Fans sent in videos. They spoke to her sister in London. Sam Mack went through her office, which was quite cute. It really was a lovely farewell. We know Sam has had some issues with the media, and she actually didn't shy away from talking about those. And there have been a few controversies surrounding her, and this is what she had to say.
I do want to say that I never fully understood some of the scrutiny and the snarkiness and the bullying from some aspects of the media, but today we move on from that because there is a new chapter starting, and it has been overwhelmingly a good experience in my life. So I thank you to all of you, and most of all, I thank all of our viewers. You are just wonderful people. There are so many lovely people out there, so many more lovely ones than the nasty ones. And I will miss you too.
Oh dear, look, overall, despite what you just saw there, there were some really, it was overall a positive morning, and that was her hubby Rich by her side holding her hand, which I thought was really gorgeous to see them together. Sam Max sang her a song. He changed the lyrics from Time of Your Life by Green Day. Some fellow Australian celebs and politicians sent in their farewell messages. As I said, Rich, her husband, and puppy dog came along. It was a great send-off. And it was really clear that she'll be missed. Nat Barr will be hosting with Koshy tomorrow, but she does this each Friday anyway. But Rob, you have revealed to us on this show that she will definitely be taking over from Sam. And I know your mail is always gospel, but Seven haven't officially announced that yet. So they're yet to confirm, but we are expecting Nat in the chair to replace her. There was only one person missing from the thank yous, though, which was picked up upon, and that was executive producer Michael Pell, who is her BFF and long-standing guy in her corner. Having said that, they ended up having lunch and both shared a photo on Instagram here saying, tweeting that they were at lunch saying, lunch going well, feud not so much. So all looks good, all looks happy. And it was actually very emotional.
Joe, did she go to Madame Two Swords for that photograph? Who was that wax figure on the left of her? Can we see that again, Amanda?
Oh dear.
He's had a lot of special fillers. Did you say fillers? I think you said fillers.
Joe.
Oh.
Can I tell you about? I've got a couple of revelations.
Hi, Michael.
I checked with my sources this morning. I said, should I be getting worried? And they said, no, it's still 100% Nat.
No, it's still,
and I've had this from multiple sources. It is Nat. They didn't reveal when it would be announced, but other sources have confirmed to TV Black Box that it will be announced on Monday, although don't be surprised if it makes it into the Sunday papers. I can further reveal that whoever the host of Sunrise is will be joining us on the Ange, Rob and Robbo show next week. So I've got two different things going. Oh, didn't you know? Sorry, even Amanda didn't know.
None of us knew. None of us know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
my God.
I've got two things. I've got two balls juggling at the moment, right? So on one hand, I've got my sources
Good to
telling
know.
me it's Nat Barr. Then I've got Channel 7 Publicity who have agreed to give me the new host. Won't reveal who it is, won't confirm it, but we will have the new host next week. But I'm telling you, it's a McKnight promise. It is Natalie Barr. You are right with McKnight.
Okay, well, we will hold you to that. And can I just say, Michael Pell, Robbo's views are his own?
Oh, yeah, nothing to do with it.
Hold on. No. Pell knows exactly how I feel. We've talked about it a lot.
Lunch later.
Yeah. Pell's all right.
Robbo,
We go
if
back
I lose
a
that
long,
interview
long
next
way.
week because of you, I will be furious.
No, Pell won't.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. I will
He's
laugh.
Yeah.
No, but
know
I have
what,
to say,
Joe?
I was seeing Rich and Sam together. I did really feel like it looks like a really gorgeous relationship, maybe because, I
Of
yearn
course,
for
it's
that
been
in my
5
life.
minutes.
It looks lovely.
For sure. Absolutely.
I can see why she's, going to ride off into the sunset. I really can. There you are.
I think that before I start vomiting into my wine,
Yes.
we should talk Harry Potter, because it turns
God,
out
you
that the
cynic.
movies
Yeah.
were huge. They were huge and they were loved by lots of people. But apparently not all the people who were involved felt that there was magic going on there.
I know. I'm so surprised by this. And I actually watched the second one on the weekend. My kids rewatch it twice a year. So I'm very familiar with these stories. But a couple of the actors have come out today with various gripes, can you believe? First was Rupert Grint. What a name is that? Who, of course, played Ron Weasley in all 8 movies. He spoke to Dax Shepard on the Armchair Expert podcast and had this to say.
But I guess, there was definitely a time where it felt quite suffocating. Because, it was heavy going. It was kind of every day for, I think, 10 years in the end. And, it was a great experience. It's such a nice kind of family atmosphere. It was always kind of all the same crew we kind of grew up with. So it was a great place to be, but sometimes it definitely felt like I want to do something else, see what else is out there.
Well, it's important to note that when Rupert made those comments, he had only started filming the movies, and there were only 4 books had actually been published at that point, and only 2 movies were commissioned. So I don't think he or anyone else had any idea that 10 years on, they'd still be wearing the black robe and carrying around the magic wands. He did admit his hair in the 4th film is still one of his biggest regrets. It was shoulder length. But Katie Long, who played Chu Chang from movies number 4 onwards, so she was in the last 4, she was Harry's love interest, of course, has also spoken out about her experience filming, and particularly while promoting the films. Here's what she had to say on a podcast called The Chinese Chippy Girl about her experiences with racism, both during and after starring in 4 of the 8 films in the franchise.
Yeah, I remember reading all the comments, and there was a lot of racist shit. I remember speaking to the publicists who were, so I didn't get any kind of interview media training before I was doing these interviews. And I remember them saying to me, "Oh, look, Kay, we haven't seen these websites that people are talking about. And, if you get asked, then just say it's not true. Say it's not happening."
And that was their support.
And I just nodded my head. I was like, okay. Even though I'd seen it. Of course,
you're like 15, 16.
Yeah, even though I'd seen it myself with my own eyes.
So just to give you the context there of that conversation, there were a lot of hate chat rooms set up once she started appearing as Harry's love interest. That was the time of huge fandom, and there was a lot of fans from the actual novels, and a lot of them were creating hate pages dedicated to her. And at the time when she was publicising the films, the publicist, she was under very strict instructions not to mention that she knew about the hate towards her, and that's what she's talking about there. She did say she loved her time making the movies, but that the pressure to be a role model for other young people in the Asian community hindered her from feeling like she could freely express what was actually going on behind the scenes. And she's got a gorgeous Scottish accent, by the way. That's why it sounded a little bit
she does.
funny. Yes, she does.
It's just amazing, isn't it, when you think of those movies and the whole thing about acceptance with different shaped people, goblins and Hagrid and all those kind of people, and yet at the core, even the author is all about acceptance. Racism still comes into it. It's just crazy.
It certainly does. It's just insane.
Yeah.
It sure is. Now, Joe, Casamento, Piers Morgan leaving Good Morning Britain is going to cost them more than just ratings.
Oh, I know, Robo. It looks like Piers will be having the last laugh after all, I reckon, after his dramatic exit. I'm sure you've all seen, you've probably played them on this show, the dramatic scenes of Piers storming out in a blow with another presenter. There it is there, over the Meghan Markle interview. Well, as we all know, that led him to being booted from the show and the network, or resigning. Whoever you choose to believe, was he pushed or did he push himself? Who knows? But it might not have been the best move for ITV, it seems. Piers saved the ratings of Good Morning Britain. He skyrocketed to one of the top breakfast shows ever. And since his departure, can you believe overnight, the market value of ITV has lost almost $360 million. Can you believe that?
Wow.
The day after the announcement, their share price had fallen by 3.8%. So we could be seeing troubling times ahead for the network, and particularly for Good Morning Britain, and possibly good news for Sky, isn't it? Or maybe Murdoch. Isn't that where he's supposed to be heading?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's been there before, hasn't he? So it might be going home for years.
There's a new
Indeed, homecoming.
There's a new news service called GB, and they've already said, and it's going to be like a right wing. It's going to be like Fox News, basically. And they've already said they want to negotiate with him.
Well, I think he'll be perfectly cast there. I mean, yeah. So, look, I thought it was interesting because she, of course, Meghan, I know we've discussed this over and over and over again. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but she did write that letter to ITV expressing her incredible rage and disappointment over Piers's comments about mental health and how dangerous they were. And I think that probably had a lot to do with all of it. They really couldn't keep him on after that, I don't think.
Yes, they could. It's
They could.
opinions.
They totally could.
He's
Stand by their
entitled to
talent.
opinion.
Yeah.
And I said, Amanda's telling me to wrap up. And
Yes,
I say,
no more Charles and
not
Meghan.
only are they going to take that financial
Harry
hit,
and Meghan.
it's going to get worse as the ratings go down, down. Ratings will be down, down, down. Ratings will be down.
Oh, God.
He was the whole reason people were watching that show.
Do you know what? I have never watched Good Morning Britain, but I used to look every day on Instagram for the little bits of feed because he's such bloody good TV. I'm sorry
I've
to
watched
say,
it.
really.
It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, used to. Not anymore. Hey,
Not anymore.
Joe, you are our movie queen. What did you watch this week?
Oh, this week I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. This is a film it's based on true events. I'm going to give my opinion afterwards. I'm sure you can tell because I'm bursting out of my dress here. Set in the late 60s in Chicago, it follows the true story of FBI informant William O'Neill, who infiltrates the Black Panther Party and is tasked with keeping tabs on its leader, Chairman Fred Hampton. Let's have a look at some of the trailer and then we can talk about it more.
I am a revolutionary.
You're looking at 18 months for the stolen car, 5 years for impersonating a federal officer, or you can go home.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition of oppressed brothers and sisters of every color.
Their aim is to sow hatred and inspire terror.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
Will have you leave the cinema absolutely reeling. Do not miss this one. It's out today.
So,
Thursday.
Joe, sorry, I think we were playing the whole thing and I had the mics turned off. So I think you started talking. So could you tell us what your review was, please?
I was just saying, sorry, I didn't realise you couldn't hear me, but this movie is an absolute knockout. It's a thrilling ride. It's absolutely a sobering one. I think it couldn't come at a more important time with the Black Lives Matter movement. For us to see the context of why there is so much anger there, of the political corruption that has gone on for so many years. Kaluuya, who plays the head of the Black Panther Party there, who won the Golden Globe, I reckon he'll be taking home an Oscar for this one. It's an amazing performance. It's a hell of a story, well acted, well told, timely, potent, gripping, riveting. The ending will leave you reeling. Don't miss it. That's what I would say.
Oh, nice. I want to see it now.
How many chops? How many chop tops?
4.5. I
4.5.
can't get to 5.
All right.
Got perfection.
Now, Joe,
looking
we're
forward.
about to go into overtime, and it's Thursday night. Things get a bit loose here on a Thursday night. We have the $5 quiz coming up. Will you stick around for a little bit and give your fans, and there are plenty of them, I see the feedback every week, a bit more than us.
I've got to have one loser, don't you? So I guess I'll be it. I'll stick around.
I
It's
like that
true.
you've accepted your fate. Robert's going to give you 20 points. All right. We will see you in a moment. In the meantime, it's time for our random live shot of the day.
It's the random life shot of the day. Where are you going today? You never know where you'll end up with the random life shot of the day.
You sure don't. Today we're taking you to Venezia, Italia. This is the view from the Rosny Palace Hotel, where it's going to be a partly cloudy day as temperatures hit a high of 12 degrees after a low of just 7 degrees. And look, I'm not going to apologise for stuffing up the pronunciations. That's the magic of the random live shot of the day. You never know what exactly I'll pronounce. Let's get to some feedback now here on the Rob and Robbo show. Philip says, Rob knows everyone. Well, he says he does.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't have my
How'd
microphone
that get through?
Sorry. Sorry. Justine says, Rob, you better feel special tonight. Footy is back. First game up, but Dad's watching. Sorry, does Justine know you at all?
She's
You
my
don't
sister.
watch- Do you even know what? Yeah, but I know that. I'm aware of that. But
No, she's making
even
a
know what
point. She's saying the
NRL
first
is?
game up is the Rabbitohs, South Sydney, my dad's favourite team. And she said Dad is watching the Ange, Rob and Robbo show instead of South's playing. That's a big deal, Robbo. Big deal.
No, it's a huge deal. Up south, South's my team, Rabbitohs, footy.
Glory to South Sydney.
Big Brother Oz says, we should all take a sip every time one of you say Okay, Big Brother Oz. You try and talk out of your
Fine.
asshole for an hour.
You know what, I'm gonna-
You'll be
a
bloody
couple of hours.
sober then, won't you?
Oh, look.
That's right.
I was going to skip all the serious tweets, but this one from Daniel Mark, we do need to acknowledge. He says...
Sorry, Rob, what the... You're... Oh, my God, we'll talk about that in the post-show bloody meeting. We've got a really good craft here. Daniel says, there is a smoking gun. Are you effing kidding me? I wish I had a gun here too, Daniel. I know we're talking about something serious here, but yes. Jan says, I totally agree with Ange. They both should do the right thing and resign, talking about Senator Reynolds and Christian Porter there. Amanda says, I'm loving that Robbo is experiencing why I wasn't for the show having a time change. Lack of sleep really does you in. It's not just that, Amanda, I'll tell you that right now. Jason says, may I please have an autographed business card, Rob? You very well. Well, he's got plenty of them, so we'll certainly
He's got
send
10.
you out and
Count them.
Yeah, and your 50 closest friends. Dylan says, was that another ABC plug from Robbo? That's right, Dylan. So if you want to listen to it, head to abc.net.au/Sunshine Coast. You can listen to me or download the ABC Listen app, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Philip says, it's all very well for ARR to have drinkies, but some of us have to work Friday. That's why I'm not drinking tonight, Philip.
Geez, that'd make a big change. Everyone sees your red cup and the Ghostbusters cup, Robbo.
Oh,
they know there's wine in it.
I've got a meeting at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I still am. Man up, Robbo.
No, I'm trying to man up. But look, this was water.
And you turned it into wine?
Well, there's
Now
unconfirmed
it's
reports
vodka.
that Jesus Christ did walk past. He did some kind of magic trick over here, some kind of Copperfield shit, and he no longer tastes like water.
Well, there you go. Well, I guess, Robbo, you're in control again.
I don't have my jacket on. All right, let's play the $5 quiz now. It's going to be a little difficult for Joe, but we're going to give you, Joe, straight up, we're going to give you 15 points.
What?
Because
Just 'cause, you know,
Joe
I'm gonna
unfortunately
take
won't be able to
Vanessa.
hear.
She will.
Yeah,
We've
she won't be
sorted
able
it.
to hear.
We've sorted it.
Oh, great. If only the host was told about that on the message.
No, it was a ruse to begin with, Robbo.
Oh, I see.
I'll have
Alrighty,
the
let's play the
15 points.
$5
Thank
quiz
you.
now. I'll give her 5 points because she's so
All right,
cute.
5 points.
Oh, I don't know if I can
I'm
say
gonna
that
lose
anymore.
anyway.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry if anyone finds that offensive. The audience clearly does it. They applauded. All right, let's go. First, a couple of questions. Name the 2 members of the old celebrity group, Brangelina.
Rob.
Joe. Ange.
Robert.
I did wait, Robbo. I waited.
Who did you? I waited.
Rob?
What?
Brad.
Joe, what was the answer?
Seriously?
Brad and Angelina is correct. Joe's there on 16 points now. Lovely.
6.
Finish this name. Humphrey B.
Rob.
Joe. Ange.
Rob.
Bear.
Yeah, correct.
How is this possible?
Oh, no. God.
In medieval times, what sex wore corsets?
Ange.
Ange?
Eunuchs and women.
Okay, well, you've kind of got a technicality there. Man and women both did, in fact, do that. In what country would I find Stonehenge?
Rob.
Ange. Joe.
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 England. I'm waiting.
Correct. What is the main ingredient in French onion soup?
And
Joe, actually, yeah, Joe. What was that, Joe? Sorry.
She loses a point.
French people.
She doesn't know.
I said French onion.
Onion. Yeah, no, onion. Onion. Minus 2 points for that one, Joe Casamento.
I agree.
Alrighty. Yeah, all right. The next question is, what did Little Miss Muffet sit on?
Ange.
I saw Ange's fingers. Joe's fingers first. Joe?
I'm putting my hands up when I say Joe because you don't hear me at the same time. Her tuffet.
Correct to Joe there. A point there.
One
more question. No, you don't. Come on. Well, you can't. Your name's in the titles, mate. Don't even get out of here. All right. Which went to air first? Was it Network 10 or Channel 7?
Rob.
Ange.
Yes, Rob. Yes, Rob.
It was actually Channel 7. If you tried to dispute that, they had the first Olympic broadcast.
No, I just said which channel went to air first. Channel 7, 1956. Yep. All right.
Obviously.
Minus 2 points for trying to be too smart. All right.
Everybody knows
Let's get into Name That Theme now. We're going to play you a theme from a famous TV show. The first theme, please, Amanda. Is she going to hum it?
Oh, Rob.
Oh, Brett.
So unfair. You're in the studio. You can hear the speakers.
No, but even on that one, I heard the millisecond of it and I knew what it was.
All right. Yes, it is the Brady Bunch. A point to Rob. We're going to skip now Name That Theme because it's just not fair.
No,
We're going to go
this is the one I do really well on.
No, it's...
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll give myself a 2-second time delay. 2 seconds.
All right, the next thing.
Rob.
Yes, Rob.
Survivor.
Yeah, Rob. Point there. Rob, the next one. Yeah, next one, please, Amanda.
It seems today that all violence in movies.
Ange.
Finally, like I say Ange first, way before anybody else, and you finally come to me. It's Family Guy.
Thank you, Ange. I'm sorry we're dealing with some delays. As I tried to say, let's move on from Name That Theme. Let's go to Slap in the Face.
No, okay.
Oh my God! It's you know what it's like? No, it's like John Burgess, and then like trying to host Wheel of Fortune, and Adriana keeps butting in, or it's like Glenn Ridge and Nikki Buckley keeps jumping in.
Sorry, can I just say, I literally screamed out, "I'm choking on ice," and everyone ignored me. Okay, good.
Are you all right?
Should have done one then, Robo.
No, I'm not. The next round is Slap in the Face. Let's have a look at this person and you can tell me who the celebrity is. Who's that one?
Oh, I'm close.
Expecting a child?
Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Oh, no, I was going to say Billy.
Rob.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, so close with that first letter. Yes, Rob.
Bindi Irwin.
Yes, it is in fact Biddy Irwin expecting her first child very, very shortly. We understand that she's going to give birth.
She's celeb now. Oh, okay.
Apparently. Yeah. All right, the next slap in the face. Who have we slapped here? What celebrity have we slapped?
Rob.
Ange.
You can see the face. If you look at the top left corner there, it's the whole face.
Exactly.
So,
I know.
all right, everyone gets a bloody point for that. It's clearly RuPaul. Yeah, everyone gets a point for that. That was RuPaul.
Like we needed that photo.
Yeah, I know. And finally, who is this in our final face for Slap in the Face? That's RuPaul there. Who's this one? Ah, yes, a very funny guy.
Ange.
Wonderful man. Ange, go ahead.
Is it Miguel?
Oh, Rob.
Yes,
Joe,
correct.
You got it.
Well done. No, Miguel, very well done. Alrighty, let's quickly move on. This is going on. It was Ange, yes, you got that. We're going to Cinemoji now. We're going to show you some emojis that represent a movie title. First person to say their name. Or first person to try and get in front of Rob, you know. Let's try this one. What's this one?
And
Joe.
Lion King.
Lion King is correct.
We
Joe
literally
Casamento,
need to write these on paper. It's not fair.
this is like killing me. This is killing me.
Me too.
Oh my god.
Very mouthy contestants. I'm shocked by that. Next Cinemoji, please, Amanda. For God's sake, what is this one? What are we looking at here? What movie is that? What movie is that? What are we looking for? We've got a wizard, we've got some glasses, we've got a lightning bolt, and a magic wand. What on earth could
Harry
that
Potter.
be? Yeah.
Ange.
Joe Casamento actually did start saying Harry Potter beforehand.
Yeah, but she didn't say her name. And I said Rob
Joe,
before
but
she
I
said
did
Harry
say
Potter.
Oh, I'm
You
so
docked
sorry.
me for not
And I
saying my
waved my
name.
sauce.
I am so close
Is
to
that what
doing
you
a
call them
Piers.
now?
I'm about to do a Piers Morgan.
Fizz.
Walk off the set of this.
Who got the
friggin-
point, Robbo?
Me.
It was Joe Casamento.
Thank you.
No question.
Thank you, Robbo.
You're welcome, sweetie.
You are nasty.
Final Cinemoji, for Christ's sake. What's that one? We got a girl,
Joe.
a nose.
Joe,
Yes,
Joe.
Joe. Yes. What is it? Sorry, Dal.
Girls can't surf.
Yes, it is. Joe Casamento there. Brilliant work. Let's tally up the scores now of where we are. Robert, please.
Okay, Joe is in first place with 10 points. Rob's in second place with 6 points. And Angie is losing on 4 points.
No, I'm not.
Alrighty.
God, sore losers, honestly.
Yeah, they are. Joe, I'm really sorry about this.
We called this a
Anyway,
fun way to end the week. It's not fun.
It's for some.
I can't do this. I'm not going to do this on my own show. I'm not going to. Sorry, mate. I'm not going to do it on my own show.
Please, come back.
Brilliant. Oh my god. Now, what's going to happen to our stock price?
Can you take a full screen of that? Look at that studio. The lights. look at the wine bottles.
Oh my
Come on,
Lord.
Robbo. We want to hear the last. We want to do the fast money.
I reckon he's gone.
No, he's
I
on the
don't think
camera.
he's-
It's a one-man studio.
Oh dear. Shall I just call it? I won.
No. We're doing fast money.
Oh, I was hoping that
Make it fast.
I'd walked off
Make
long
it
enough.
really, really fast.
Hang on. You know
All
what?
right.
Give me
Yes.
5 seconds.
This is not happening. Oh my God. No,
Oh my
Amanda,
God.
60 seconds on the
Please
clock.
no.
Here we go. We're going to do it right now.
And go.
Here we go. And the time starts now. What was Walt Disney's phobia?
Yeah, I
And-
knew you'd do that, but I also know I'm the one who has to start the timer. So,
Is this actually... Am I high? Is this actually happening?
I needed another
60
drink to get through this segment. All right. Whether
Whether it's happening or not doesn't negate that you might be high. We still don't know.
I wish I was. I've got to tell you, because I'd be able to cope more with this. 60 seconds on the clock. Your
Ready,
time
Robert?
starts
Go on
now.
to the question.
What was Walt Disney's phobia?
Joe.
I
Joe?
thought I knew, but I don't.
Mice.
Correct. That's right. How many
Oh,
laps are
wow.
there in the V8 Supercar Bathurst 1000 race? How many laps?
Who the hell knows that?
Rob,
40 seconds. Yes, Rob.
40.
No, 161. Who
I
wrote
know
the
I did.
Beatrix Potter book series?
30
seconds.
Ange.
And
Not Enid Blyton.
Renee
That other one.
Zellweger.
what I'm going to do, with 20 seconds to go, I'm going to repeat the question for you. Who
my
wrote
God.
the Beatrix Potter book series?
I
It was, in
literally
fact,
said Rob.
Beatrix Potter.
Rob,
Yeah.
Beatrix Potter.
No points to you. No points for that one.
But I said
Oh, that was a
not
trick
Beatrix
question.
Potter.
Keep going, Robbo.
Oh my God. How many albums have the Village People sold?
10.
Joe.
Still
One.
at 5 seconds. Jeez, that's a long 5 seconds. No.
Oh no! How many?
They've sold
albums did
100 million. They've sold 100 million. And
Are we there yet?
No, the clock's still going.
It's not. It's set on 5
I've
for the
stopped it
whole
until I
time.
win. So it's on a pause until I win. Next
Then we're going to be
question,
here
Robbo.
all the time.
Next question.
Why was a Japanese zoo unsuccessful when they tried to mate a pair of hyenas?
Rob,
Yes,
they were both male.
correct. They were gay. What does LBW mean? The clock is not working.
Joe,
Come on.
Joe.
Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe.
Leg before
Joe?
wicket.
Oh my god, I literally.
Thank you, darling. And the winner
my
of the
God.
$5 quiz
Like,
for this
this is like-
Thursday, the 11th of March, is Joe Casamento.
Sure it is.
I'll even give her some
God,
applause.
so losers. I'm not
Oh,
playing with you two. You're too stressful. You're
No,
no
Joe,
fun.
I'm not hosting this bloody thing again. It's out. Oh, I can't.
Anything
That- and
in
that
my
was the
life,
final
episode
you're
of the
going to
$5
take
quiz.
this away from me. Let me have a moment.
No, I did used to
Where's my
enjoy
cup?
it. I
Oh,
used
sorry.
to like
You're a
it
winner.
when the delay was in my favour, allegedly, which it never was in my favour. It was just the way it is. But no, that was ridiculous. I love you,
I know.
Joe.
Yes, I'll
Love you,
expect
Joe.
my $5 check in the mail.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well done,
Well done.
Joe.
Congratulations,
A worthy
Joe.
winner of the final $5 quiz, and I've said that before, and Robbo keeps saying, no, bring it back. One more go.
No. I just said it before you said it. It's not coming back because you can't put a sock in it. That's one of the biggest. It's
He
the
literally-
delay, and then it's you going, well, I thought I got that one.
Because
Well, I
you
said
ignore
my
me.
name. Well,
You go
I'm-
against me. I'm like, Rob, and they're there going, I don't know. I'm
I'm
going,
the host.
Rob. And you're like, I don't hear
the
anything.
host. I'm the
I'm
host.
always the
I'm
first one.
the host.
Always the first
Can
one.
I just
you
tell you
guys are
all
like
something?
5 minutes behind.
Joe
Yes,
Casamento,
Joe.
please. Joe
Please tell
Casamento,
you all
go for
something.
it.
Yeah.
I have one night a week off from my children. One night. One night a week. And I choose to spend it
so
with you all.
sorry.
That's just enough
I'm
said.
so sorry.
That's all I'm saying.
Ah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Love you,
Thanks, Joe
girl.
Casamento, for playing.
I mean, I can't tell you the
Wasn't it?
signals I'm getting over here. It's time to say goodnight from the Rob
they similar
and
to this?
Robbo show.
Oh,
It is.
are they similar to
It
that?
really
Those
is.
signals?
Hey, look, thanks for a great
Yeah.
week. We've really enjoyed your company. Next week, we've got some big celebrities,
We did.
including the new host of Sunrise, whoever that is. We'll see you next. Joe, thank you very much. See you next week on the Ange, Rob,
Bye,
and
Bye,
Robbo
everyone.
show.